Well, Geezer, we're about 30 seconds early, but that's all right. Good evening, Texas bikers and bikers across the nation and the world. This is Popeye Live, and tonight I got my National SA Geezer here with me. Say hi, Geezer. There you go. He has discovered the oink.
Yes. Hello.
So, man, we got a little bit to talk about tonight. Then again, maybe a whole lot if I get off on one of my rants. But right now, here in Texas, we've got a critical, time-sensitive call to action. That's right. We have bills before the state legislature, and we've got roadblocks everywhere, everything imaginable, in order to not have a motorcycle profiling bill or a gang database bill heard. We got them throwing roadblocks everywhere, so this means we've got to take to the phones and call our representatives. Now, you guys that live here in Texas, you motorcyclists that live here in Texas, we don't care if you're a member of a club or independent or whoever. If you're concerned about our community and concerned about what's going on in the state legislature, and if you're concerned of what you saw happen at the federal level, understand that has been happening to bikers, independents, motorcycle clubs, everybody. That kind of mess has been going on against us for a very, very long time. I would say about 40 years. What you saw at the federal level and what you saw happen to Donald Trump and what you see happening right now to the people that were caught up in that Capitol building mess, and I'm going to call it a mess, and that thing was planned and designed to do just what it did, is stop everything in its tracks about finding out what happened on November 3rd. Now, I'm putting this stuff together because we have been vilified, we have been jailed, we have people that are facing trial right now by law enforcement in Texas that use the same damn methods you've seen play out nationally, and is still playing out. And is still playing out in Texas also. So we've got to make some phone calls. I have put this call to action up at texasbikerradio.org. It's in our blog. Take a look at it, read it, act on it. Act on it. We need you calling these legislators that are on these committees. And yes, my legislator is right there on that committee. Please take a look at that, read it, understand it. Anything you don't understand, contact us. We've got to take action to get action, because they will certainly use all the power of law enforcement, Homeland Security, and all of them to keep things the way they are. They don't have to answer for their actions. It's just like watching everything that's happening at the national level. They don't answer to nothing. They don't answer to us. And yes, they commit the same crimes, and I'm going to call them crimes because they are violating our constitutional rights And, and they do it with impunity. They just get away with it. And the only way we're going to change things is to change it legislatively. We need to change the damn laws that allow them to do the things they're doing. They can jail us for a minor traffic violation. They can put out false narratives and innuendos and get away with it. The courts are rigged to no end here in Texas, and I assume they're that way across the country, especially when it comes to bikers, our community. And now just take a look at what's going on nationally, and they're vilifying the hell out of everybody. Anybody that doesn't agree with them. And yes, they've got law enforcement cooperating in vilifying, trying to ruin people's lives, send them to prison, just as they've done with us. Send everybody to prison. It's unbelievable, everybody. Anybody that doesn't agree with them. And we've got a lot of work to do. And number one for us bikers here in Texas is get on this and call your representative. That's what I'm saying, everybody.
It's got to be done by Monday.
It's got to be done by the 28th. So get on the computer, get on the horn, get whatever method you want to use. And I would suggest do them all.
Do them all, yes.
Send a email and call their office. Talk to their staff members. They keep track of this stuff, everybody. They surely do. And our representative, Tony Tenderholt, knows us very well. He does. So it's time to take action, everybody. Time to take action. You got anything you want to add there, Geezer?
Well,
Speak up into that mic now.
The main one is that 1838, House Bill 1838. There's a couple others. Senate Bill 1736 and Senate Bill 1737. One of them's red light. When the red light doesn't change, we've got no alternative now, but either just sit there, try to make a U-turn, or if we're not turning right, we're screwed. If a cop wants to pull you over and give you a ticket, he can. So that one would be important too. Not as important as profiling, but
yeah. Well, let me add something about that one. We've been chasing that one for years. At least 6 that I know of, the first time we introduced it. Because when the red light doesn't recognize that you're there, you're just sitting. And you've got a choice to make. You can either go or go on through, and that's what we're asking them to let us do, is if a light is not working, if it's not working, clearly not working, you treat it as a flashing four-way stop and proceed with caution. We're not asking permission to run a red light. We're asking permission to proceed through an intersection where a light is malfunctioning, where it's not recognizing that you're there. And yes, that happens with motorcycles, that happens with bicycles, that happens with light vehicles.
Yeah.
And now that our vehicles are being made out of every other material but steel or aluminum. A lot of fiberglass, a lot of plastic. Just saying, everybody. Just saying.
Do they? Can you not see Popeye? Is he still not on the screen?
Oh, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I did it again, guys. I did it again. We're fixing to come up. Good Lord. And Geezer and I were just talking about that a minute ago. Here you go, guys. Sorry. Hell, I ought to start the whole damn thing over again. Good Lord. Good Lord. That just aggravates the hell out of me, Geezer, because I get so fixated on that screen over there that I don't pay any attention to this screen over here. And sorry, guys, I'm sorry that happened again. Maybe I should just switch the screens.
That might
Put
work.
this one on this side and the other one on the other side. Because I have a tendency to want to look over here because of all the stuff going on over here with the chat line. So I'm looking over there instead of over here where I should be looking at the control panel. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Good Lord.
Now they can see our pretty faces. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. You can tell now that we're more than just pretty faces as we talk about issues of the day. God dang it. That just aggravates the hell out of me. But that doesn't aggravate me half as bad as when I listened to Joe Biden today. Oh, wait a minute. The potato head.
What did everybody think of Joe Biden?
If that wasn't a staged bunch of mess, I don't know what was. It was definitely scripted. He was calling on people. He did not call on anybody that he thought he would get a bad time from. Didn't call on Fox News. Didn't call on Newsmax, even if they were in there. And so, and I'm sure they didn't allow right side broadcasting. And so, here we go.
And I think he knew the questions that were coming.
He was reading them. He was reading them. And Geezer and I just noticed a while ago when we were watching a video of this thing, the background looked like a green screen. See if you don't, tonight, go check that out and see if you don't agree. Because it looked like a green screen event. The flags and stuff behind him and his body looked like a green screen. It really did. And because I can look at our live stream here right now, and it's nothing like that. I mean, you can tell when somebody has got one of those fake news media screens in behind them. You can tell it. Because all this stuff back here is real. We can grab that thing back there and just go to town. You know what I mean? That's all real. But I digress. Anyway, Joe Biden was, you can go through what he spent an hour, I think a little bit over an hour speaking. And you could go through that in about, he could have done that in about 3 minutes. Because he said he's going to run for re-election, and yeah, Kamala's going to run with him. He said she's doing a great job. They ain't been there 60 days, and we're doing great.
Gas has gone up.
Gas has gone up. The border's out of control. We're doing great. We're doing great. We get the vaccine out there in record-breaking time. Yeah, it was he. He's
the one that
got it done. Yeah, he'll tell you just that. And so, yeah. He's claiming he got 100 million vaccines in less than 60 days. He did it. So now he's going to do another miracle. He's going to get 200 million vaccines in people's arms in people's arms in 100 days. At the same time, everybody's hammering the crap out of the vaccines, trying to get people to go take it, and they're not, there's, like I said the other day, there's verbal hand grenades going on everywhere about the vaccine. So we're not going to get to herd immunity if nobody's going to get the damn vaccine. So
the city of Arlington said that they're giving all their employees the Johnson & Johnson
good deal.
vaccine.
Good for them.
They asked me if I wanted it. Let them know by tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah,
I already told him no.
You got to step up there, geezer. Hell, how are we going to get the herd immunity?
Let
You're
everybody
not
else
cooperating.
get it. I'm fine.
Yeah. There we go, everybody. There we go. So, and to ask him about that, we're going to pull out of Afghanistan. Now, this guy just oozes power. He's tough as hell. I'm not weak. We're going to confer with our allies. Why in the hell do we need to confer with anybody? But he's already pissed everybody off.
I was going to say, do we have any allies left?
Well, I mean, they would be his communist allies, I would think. China, he's definitely going to be buddy-buddy with them.
Even they don't like him, though.
I know, I'd go get that. But that's because they see weakness. And that's what I saw today. I saw an old dude up there that's got issues, and he's going to run, and he's already planning on running in 4 years. God help us, everybody. God help us. But listen to this, everybody. Listen to this. H.R. 1, House Resolution 1 in the Senate right now, that must be defeated. Along with this other stuff that's going on here in this state, we've got to defeat H.R. 1. This will federalize all the elections. We don't need that. We don't need that. You've got to get on the horn and call your senator and raise hell with them. Tell them H.R. 1 is a no-go. I mean, they're planning on getting rid of the filibuster. And let me tell you, the minority party, Chuck Schumer, they were interviewing him today. And they asked him, well, hey, you've used the filibuster again and again and again over the decades. What makes you think now that it's okay to, now that you're in the majority party, that you need to get rid of the filibuster? So it's what that filibuster does. It gives the minority party some power. Otherwise, if they get rid of it, the majority party is going to have their way. And you know what that means right now with them having their way. There's not many avenues we have to shut this shit down that's going on. But this is one of them, and they're wanting to get rid of it, and they're wanting to stack the Supreme Court. We're going to have to stand up, everybody. We're going to have to stand up. We cannot let these son of a bitches get away with what they're getting away with. And that includes our damn what happened this last election cycle. We've got to demand that our state legislature, and that's what they're doing here in Texas now, We have to demand that they clean up the election process, and we have to demand that state rights supersedes what these crazies at the federal level are doing. And so, yeah, we've got a crisis everywhere we turn. Everywhere we turn. We've got to stand up. And that includes on the border issues. You know, they love to talk about, well, I just can't let these children stay in a shelter or one of these centers for more than 72 hours. We've got to release them. The children. They're always saying the children. When a great many of these children that they're talking about are cartel members, and they have been from a very early age. So, they're talking about the phone numbers written on their wrist, and you know they're not verifying this shit. They're just sending them on in. And now they got 5,000 beds, they say, is going to be made available at Fort Bliss. Hey, our military better be worried about other things than taking care of illegal alien kids. But then again, maybe they're coming to sell them some good shit. Just saying. Because the cartels right now are having their way. It just makes me wonder. You know, Joe and his son, you know how they love to sell us out. Because these are crooks, everybody. He ain't a good guy. He's a damn crook. Along with his family. All of them. They're crooks. Along with many, many of our politicians. They're crooks. That's what that $1.9 trillion scam was about.
Bailout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That money goes out and around and around, and some of it, a bunch of it, back to them. Is what it does. So we're gonna pay the price for this, everybody. Because, Geezer, let me tell you, I read tonight they're talking about a fourth stimulus. They don't care, everybody. Joe Biden ain't going to be alive when this bill comes due.
Well, aren't they working on their infrastructure plan, which is $3 trillion?
Well, wait a minute now. He didn't answer one question about that today.
Oh, he didn't?
Nope. Not one question. I was listening to him as hard as that was.
Somebody have to wake you up every now and then.
Oh, man, I tell you what, I wanted to throw a brick at the television. But yeah, he didn't answer any questions about anything that was really good for the country. Not one item that was good for the country. Everything he was talking about was good for somebody else. Not for us. Not for the middle class. Oh, except for maybe another round of stimulus. But that's not good for our children. It's not good for them. And it's certainly not good that we're flooding the country with illegal immigrants and they're wanting to give them the vote. Let me tell you, everybody, a country is done. It's done when its citizens can vote themselves benefits. It is done. That's the truth of it. We're not going to survive people coming into this country. We cannot save the world. Somewhere along the line, these countries, these people, these people in their countries are going to have to rise up and stop the shit that's going on in their countries. Because many of these countries have great assets. If it's not oil, it's beautiful beaches. Mexico has it all. Has it all. And yet it's so fucked up, everybody. I have my Hispanic relatives, the Hispanic in-laws. They're from Veracruz. And they won't even allow the grandkids to go down there. They won't, they were going to go down there and do some missionary work. He said, the granddad, my counterpart, granddad, he said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
It's that bad down there.
It's that bad. Yeah. And the only reason that Cancun is still operating is because the government did threaten the cartel, say you got to straighten out, fly right around there. We're going to come after you. Because they do benefit the cartels. They do take care of some of the local populations, just like you see they do. Just like you see the Muslims do in some of those countries. They go the bad guys, like the Taliban, would go to these villages and they'd help the folks out where the government wasn't doing it. So they come in and they start doing some good deeds around there, passing around some money or whatever. And so, all of a sudden, the people are taking care of them, or taking up for them, or hiding them, or working for them. One or the other. That's what we have going on. But now we have Biden working for them too. And I do believe that, everybody. I do believe that. Just based off of what we know of Hunter and the rest of the morons that are in the House and the Senate. And and for who was it? The McCartney guy, Kevin McCartney, who was sitting there, who was saying the other day, hey, we can reach across the aisle. Bullshit. They don't want to reach across the aisle. They don't want to be bipartisan. They want their way or the highway. And, it's been that way for decades. Republicans have never learned how to win until Trump. He has showed us the way.
But he also showed us that most of the Republicans aren't any better than the Democrats.
That's true. Especially the Turtle Man. Now the Turtle Man's out there, trying to push back against the Democrats when he's already caved into them again and again and again. But now he's trying to save his ass. What he's trying to do, along with many others. We'll see what happens as we go along here, as Trump comes back online. A lot of people are upset because it hadn't happened yet, but it will. It will. And there'll be new platforms for us to go to. And I can't wait for those, because they're going to take a whole lot of people with them. And then you can tell YouTube and Facebook and all of them to go to hell. Because right now, all you got on Twitter, there's been so many conservatives that have left. All you got now is the blue maniacs beating the hell out of each other. And they will. They'll get mad at each other and carry on. Just like Antifa. You see them. They're not satisfied. They're still out there in the streets in Seattle and Portland. But wait, oh, I almost forgot about it. L.A., everybody, Echo Park. They're throwing the homeless people out. They threw them out last night, started throwing them out. They blocked it off. They had some Antifa types there that were going to try and get in the police face and stop it. Nah, didn't work. And what happened was, everybody, listen to this. And this is what happens, because I went around today checking out Dallas and Fort Worth. I went looking at the homeless. Now, in Echo Park, what they did, the police came in, they started moving them out. One of the things that happened is all the hotel owners and all the business owners were
said hell no.
raising hell. And now all these people with mortgages and stuff coming due, their mortgages haven't stopped. Well, they were fixing to all go belly up. So here comes the city in making new city ordinances, and they're throwing them out of Echo Park. Now let's watch and see what happens with Venice Beach. Because Venice Beach is basically shut down from all tourism. There's no tourism going on. Everything is shut down. You can go watch the German in Venice if you haven't watched his videos. I encourage you to do so. He's a likable guy. He's a good guy. That's the reason people watch it. But what they did in Dallas, and I think they did the same thing in Fort Worth, they run them out from underneath the bridges where these businesses were at, especially over in Deep Ellum. They ran them out from underneath those bridges. But really what happened was, is you can find them. They're now spread around the city under different bridges. You can find them, and generally you can tell where they've moved from one place to the other because there's trash everywhere. You'll find a big old pile of garbage, and the city hadn't got around to clean it up. Oh, hell no, they're not cleaning it up. So you find this stuff, and I'll have some videos on this stuff here by next week. It's they're not taking care of this. Now, in California, they're talking about putting them up in hotels. There's 60,000 homeless in California. I don't know who's paying for this, but also Joe Biden is talking about, the potato head, is talking about putting these refugees, or these illegal aliens, that's what the proper term, up in hotels. Matter of fact is, those 5,000 that he's bringing into Texas, he's gonna fly them north. He's gonna spread them around the country. One of them gonna be Montana, everybody. Hey, Montana, hey, they're coming, baby. They're coming to you.
Is he going to put some on the White House lawn?
That he needs to be there too.
Yeah.
Hey, how about the Capitol building? Just saying, everybody. Why should they be immune from what the rest of us are experiencing?
Put them on the garage floor.
Send them all to Washington, D.C.
Put them on the garage floor with the National Guard.
Yeah. Well, hell, the National Guard's not being put up. They may be put up in hotels by now. After all the bitching. But let me say one thing about what I see. It's a terrible thing, this Muslim guy that went out there and killed these people in this grocery store. It's a terrible thing. But I hate the term hate crime. A crime is a crime. If you kill somebody, you've killed somebody. You should pay the price. You should pay the price. And just because of somebody's race, just because somebody's a police officer, Why should that be any different than the 10 or 9 other people, 10, whatever number it is, that were murdered? Why should that be any different? Because maybe I'm wrong, everybody. Maybe I'm just seeing this totally wrong. That that all the talking heads that came before the media, crying with big tears, crocodile tears for the officer, and the people get an honorable mention. I don't know what he did to be a hero, to be singled out. That maybe some other people did the same thing. Haven't read the whole story. Maybe you have, Geezer.
No, you're talking about the
Or
Colorado.
maybe it's not out there, everybody. I just haven't seen it.
Now, is he getting called is his
Well,
crime called a
we
hate
got
crime?
we got a deal here. We got a company here in. Matter of fact, it's a gun shop, a local gun shop here, that's out there raising money for the officer's family. $10,000, whatever it was. Why aren't they raising money for everybody? If you're going to raise money for everybody. Everybody that was killed. It's maybe I'm just jaded to it all because everything we have experienced with law enforcement. And you know, Geezer, we called a long time ago that law enforcement was going to get in trouble for the way they're treating people. And that surely came to pass.
But the bad part about it is they don't learn. They continue
They
to
keep
do
doing
it.
Yes, they keep doing it. So it just it's because they can, everybody. Just like what's going on in the state legislature right now. They know it's wrong. They know what they're doing is wrong. They know what they're doing to veterans is wrong, yet they keep it up. They keep it up. By God, it's our way or the highway. And that's the truth of it. And we have hell getting injustices corrected. Because they want their way, and the other people, the legislators, don't want to listen. They want their support. And they will do anything to get it. Even in today's time, they still are going to get that support, even though it's just dead wrong. Dead wrong. We should not be taken to jail for minor traffic violations. We should have due process when you are put into a gang database, everybody. We should have due process. You should know, you should be told that you're in it, instead of just silence. Until you go to do something, or get a job, or get onto a military base that you have rights to, because you've been put into a gang database and didn't know it. And didn't have your day with due process, with a hearing, something. And you know, we've written letter after letter about this stuff, and they don't even answer you.
Well, some of these people that are in the gang database, they've been vetted by the federal government.
Yeah.
They have a concealed carry license.
Yeah.
But that's taken away from them, and they're thrown in jail.
Yeah, it happens, everybody. It's happened. Unbelievable.
Several years ago, I guess 3 or 4 years ago, in Florida, he was an assistant fire chief.
Mm-hmm.
He belonged to a club, and they fired him.
Yeah.
When he had never done anything wrong. He had no marks on his record, but because of who he hung around with, he was fired.
It's maddening is what it is. But you guys, hey, look, like, subscribe, share our show, if you would. And we're going to have plenty to say.
Don't forget the call to actions.
Call to action, everybody. Call to action. Call those representatives.
Call many times and call often. And
don't forget to call about the federal level, H.R. 1, to call your senators.
And
no go, everybody.
And H.R. 127, that's the Second Amendment. That they'll fine you for having high-capacity magazines, trying to get you to have to carry insurance if you want to carry a gun.
I sold all mine.
Mine were lost somewhere.
I sold all mine. I don't remember who I sold them to.
I think it was when the snow hit.
Yeah, it was, it was back in the day, you know what I'm saying? With that, everybody, if you don't have a motorcycle, buy one. No matter how old you are. You can come ride with us. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Wasn't thinking